So in today's video I'm going to be making, well, an aircraft carrier, but not just an aircraft carrier because that'd be boring and also quite easy. So I want to put a catapult on it. Now a catapult is basically what you use to get planes, well, it can basically speed up a plane very quickly in a short amount of time. Now that's obviously not the exact definition, but it's basically just make it so our plane can actually reach, well, a velocity so it won't fall out of the air before it even, well, starts flying. So I was going to put a bit of ramp at the front, just, it might help slightly. I want to see how much this could help our plane as well, so yeah. Now it's quite similar to making the actual aircraft carrier, and to be fair, it basically just looked like a road on wheels, and that's basically what it was. I can't really argue that. Even the seat wasn't in like the usual like a tower it'd be in, but it doesn't really matter about looks. It's more about functionality. As you can see, it was pretty quick. It's more like a speed boat. But yeah, this will matter to do. Now I also want to see if I can actually land anything on it, and spoiler, it's actually quite small and it was very hard to land stuff on it. So I didn't end up trying this. But anyway, I started working on the plane. I want this plane to be quite slow and generally be more like a plane. Most of the planes I make in Trailmakers aren't really planes, like they can just fly straight upwards, like they don't need lift at all. But I want this plane to be slightly different. I want to make sure this actually needs lift and cannot fly directly upwards. So yeah. Now this was good. It's a bit uncontrollable and a bit annoying. Well, yeah, obviously a bit annoying to control. A bit too fast to be honest, because you could probably fly directly upwards with this. But anyway, then I got onto this design, which had a single propeller in the front and had not many wings. Now, it didn't look too good, but it looked okay to be fair. It had okay aerodynamics and only weighed 43 kilograms, which is very light, and 90% of that weight is just the seat. Well, 50%, but anyway. So anyway, I was going to use some gyros for turning on this because it would just generally be easier than not. But yeah, it flew a bit too fast again, and I also didn't have gyros for rolls, so it was a bit uncontrollable. So I'll probably add some gyros then if I can fit them in. But it was actually okay to be fair. And I had gyros for rolls. It was actually pretty well usable. Now landing it on the other hand is quite hard, and also it's just generally too fast. 70 miles per hour is a lot faster than I would want it to be. But you can see we can make a pretty good landing. That was a joke, it wasn't a great landing, but I made this thing wider. Quite a bit wider as well. No, not wider, longer. I was going to make it wider as well, but it turns out I just never used the longer version for some reason. It's weird, but I just didn't for some reason. But anyway, I started making it wider, which is pretty simple, just copy and pasting a few things. As you see, it's extremely big now and way slower. And also way less manoeuvrable. So yeah, it's no wonder I didn't use this thing. But anyway. I replaced the one propeller with one mini thruster to get even less power. And as you can see, this thing could still fly surprisingly well. They also put like this mini thruster down to like 0.5 power. So this thing is quite literally the bare minimum. But this thing can gain altitude pretty slowly, and it can turn. And it's actually quite fun to use because it's actually hard to use. Like most planes and Trailmakers, you can literally just go straight upwards. They do not need like wings most of the time. Well, obviously they do, but like, yeah. But no, it's actually pretty nice. It goes 30 miles an hour, which is twice as slow as our aircraft carrier originally, which is a bit weird, but oh well. But anyway, because as you can see, many planes go upwards, well, directly upwards, like my VTOL. That's slightly different as it's meant to be able to exert a VTOL. But anyway, but even this tank I made can go directly upwards and pretty fast as well. So it's just, yeah. But anyway, let's get back into this. Now as you can see currently, I can't actually lift off the aircraft carrier. I tried and tried, but it's not very easy. I even added the ski on the bottom of this thing. But then I started on, well, the Catapult. Now, on a conventional aircraft carrier, it's just something that, well, speeds up your planes on the runway. Well, something that latches onto your planes and speeds them up, so you have enough velocity to not fall out of the sky immediately after they leave the runway. And it's something like that, at least. But, yeah, this was not doing so well. Ours is more just getting it to, well, yeah, the same, well, to good speed. But I want this to get to, like, a high speed, like, quite a fast speed. Now, with the pistons at 100% power, well, or speed, it was pretty effective. I did have to get rid of the ramp, but it could go over 100 miles an hour for like a short second. But it wasn't actually too bad. I even managed to get through a hoop of fire, and it's a lot better than lifting off manually. Is that like you actually need to use the runway if you lift off manually? Well, you have to actually use. Well, yeah. But anyway, then I decided to use this like make the new design, which is actually just going to be like a catapult, like a medieval catapult, which is like kind of through your thing forwards. Which, to be fair, wasn't a bad idea. I didn't think. Well, but testing it was a bit weird though. For some reason, the arm would just snap off under its own weight for some reason, which is funny but also a bit weird. But anyway, then I attached the plane to the actual catapult arm and just to see if it would work. I tested it out and it worked pretty darn well. As you can see, it kind of made it go straight upwards because the delay was too short. But it wasn't the worst. And definitely had some potential if we didn't make it so we went straight upwards and also gained some more velocity. And then I did it too late, which just sent us downwards into the ocean. Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed batch. Then I got it pretty perfect. I'm pretty sure we went faster than the original catapult. Also went way higher up, which is a win-win situation. Because this thing's basically a glider. This plane's actually pretty nice, to be fair. It's not the worst. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. Now, I added more and more bearings to add more strength and also more speed. And this thing was, well, yeah, going pretty well. Now, you can't do a backflip in this plane. You can't just start sliding backwards. Because this thing has such low power, it can't even, like... Well, yeah, it just can't. Anyway, then I made the catapult arm a bit longer, and also added more bearings, as that was required. Every time you added more, well, added a long catapult arm, as it got exponentially heavier. But it was actually going pretty well. This thing could actually throw the plane quite far. It was definitely an improvement over just landing off, well, taking off on just like a normal plot of land. But I tried making it a lot longer. Now obviously this wasn't really going to work. I kind of knew that. But already we were running into some issues, like the aircraft carrier just exploding after it was, well, after you lifted off. But that didn't really matter because we weren't really planning to land on it again anyway, because there's kind of like a big arm in the middle of the runway. And as you can see, it didn't work very well. It kind of just sent us backwards because of our wings, which is quite funny, but it's not what we were going for. Now it wouldn't actually be too bad if we set a longer delay, but anyway. We're coming to the end of the video now, and I hope you enjoyed. This is a bit of a different video, it's just a cool idea I thought of making about the Catapult and Trailmakers. And I generally just find it quite interesting. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.